ever wanted to reconnect with your ex, but don't know where to start? Today, we're diving into a powerful strategy, using just a few text messages to reignite their interest. These aren't your typical each message we're about to discuss is backed by psychology to help you spark curiosity, trigger warm memories, and leave them thinking about you long after they've read it. If you've ever thought about reaching out to an ex, hit the like button, because we're about to turn those thoughts into real results. Stick around to see how 3 simple texts can make a big difference. Texting is actually one of the most effective ways to reconnect with an ex, and it all comes down to psychology. Texting keeps things light, giving both you and them space to think. Unlike a call or a face-to-face conversation, texts allow you to plan what you're going to say, helping you stay calm and avoid saying something you might regret. Texting lets you hit pause before you respond, making it easier to keep your cool and say exactly what you mean. This is especially helpful when reaching out to an ex, because it allows you to put your best foot forward without feeling rushed. Text messages don't carry the same weight as a call or an in-person chat, so they naturally feel less needy. When you reach out this way, there's no pressure on your ex to respond immediately, which can be a refreshing change if things ended on a tense note. Stick with me, because each of the 3 texts we're about to cover takes full advantage of this low-pressure approach. By the end, you'll have all the tools you need to text with confidence and keep your ex curious. Avoid these common texting mistakes. Starting with a plain "Hey" or "What's up" might seem easy, but these texts usually fall flat. They don't create interest or offer any reason for your ex to engage, so they're often ignored or brushed off. Bringing up the breakup, unresolved issues, or past relationship drama can instantly put your ex on the defensive. These topics are emotionally charged and can quickly turn any curiosity into avoidance. If your goal is to rebuild a connection, steer clear of anything that might reopen old wounds. Avoid any message that feels overly intense, needy, or desperate. This includes texts that beg for a response, demand their attention, or share heavy emotions. These types of messages often create pressure, which can drive your ex further away instead of pulling them closer. Now that you know what not to do, let's get into what you should be saying to truly spark their interest and keep them coming back for more. Powerful texts to send your ex. The first powerful text you can send is what we call the shared memory text. This is where you bring up a positive, specific memory that you both enjoyed. It's effective because it's not just a simple "hi." It takes them back to a happy moment with you, without any pressure. Here's a sample text. "Hey, remember that little cafe we stumbled upon downtown? Just passed by it and thought of you. Hope you're doing well." This kind of message is casual, friendly, and stirs up those feel-good memories. Psychological impact. Shared memories have a natural way of evoking nostalgia, which psychologists recognize as a powerful connector. By reminding them of a pleasant time, you're not only bringing up the past, you're making them associate that positive feeling with you. This opens the door for future conversations in a way that feels genuine and inviting. The second type of text is the question text. This works by prompting your ex to engage with you naturally. Questions are hard to ignore, especially when they're thoughtful. A well-chosen question doesn't just ask for information. It sparks a memory and invites a response. Here's an example. "Do you remember that secluded beach we found last year? I want to take someone there but can't recall how to get there. Any chance you remember?" This question brings back a specific moment you shared, making it both relevant and personal. Adding a subtle mention of someone creates a bit of mystery. Without being too obvious, it hints that you're moving on, which can naturally spark curiosity. And yes, maybe even a hint of jealousy. This small detail encourages them to wonder what's new in your life, adding a layer of intrigue that makes them want to keep the conversation going. The third text type is the supportive text. This message shows that you remember details about their life and genuinely care about their well-being, without expecting anything in return. It's a simple, thoughtful gesture that lets them see you as someone who supports them, even from a distance. An example of this would be, Just remembered you have that big presentation coming up, sending good vibes. You've got this. This message is light, encouraging, and doesn't pressure them to reply, which makes it feel authentic and thoughtful. By reaching out this way, you subtly remind them of the positive, supportive side of your relationship. It's a non-intrusive way to show that you still care, which can warm them to the idea of reconnecting, as it reminds them of the times you were there for them when it mattered. Before you send any of these texts, there's one crucial thing to consider: timing. No matter how well-crafted your message is, the impact depends on your ex being in the right frame of mind. If there's still negative tension, or if you haven't re-established a bit of positive rapport, these texts might fall flat or even backfire. Think of it this way: just as you wouldn't plant a seed in rocky soil and expect it to grow, you don't want to reach out when the atmosphere between you and your ex is still tense or unsettled. Timing isn't just about when you feel ready, it's also about assessing whether they might be open to hearing from you. If the breakup was recent, or if your last interaction ended on a rough note, give it some time. Take a step back and allow space for any hard feelings to settle. Jumping in too soon might bring up unresolved issues, which could make them see your text as intrusive or insensitive. On the other hand, reaching out when things have cooled down gives you a much better chance of having a meaningful interaction. How can you tell if the timing is right? One simple tip is to reflect on any recent exchanges. If your ex has shown signs of being friendly or responsive in casual conversations, it might be a green light to send one of these texts. But if your last exchange felt strained or closed off, consider waiting a bit longer. Patience is key here. Sometimes giving it another week or two can make all the difference. And in the meantime, focus on improving yourself and building your confidence, so that when you do reach out, it feels natural and unforced. Remember, reconnecting with an ex is all about patience. These texts are designed to open the door, not to rush things. The goal is to re-establish a connection naturally, allowing time for positive feelings to grow again. So, take it one step at a time and trust the process. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more relationship advice. And if you've tried one of these texts or have your own experience to share, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear how it went. Outro. Thanks for watching. If you want more detailed information on how to reconnect successfully, there's a link in the description to help you dive deeper. We'll have more videos coming up on building healthy relationships and rekindling old connections. So stay tuned. Good luck with your texting journey, and I'll see you in the next video.